Welcome back, everyone, to the final series of week number 3, day number 2. As only 2 more days of full league play remain, my name's Tsunami, and I'm going to be bringing you Bleed versus SMG in just a moment, and I'm going to be doing it with the help of Winter and Adam. Congratulations, friends. You have been invited to my Kopitiam for only 2 more days. We'll probably have a different design for tour number 3.
We're here now to watch some.
What is this? What is this?
Shellacking.
A shellacking. Yes, it is most likely going to be a fairly one-sided affair. At least that's what we're suspecting. But SEA has a history of being a little bit unpredictable because SMG already qualified to the major. Life's good for them, but every single point matters. And since this is Tour 2, the points escalate every single time. So if you're looking for a lot of points, then you really want to get first. It's 400 points. Second place is 240 points. And if you really want to see Bleed, well, then maybe you should give them your own support in person. Not for this series. You can do it online for this series. But if you want to do it IRL, well, I've got just the thing for you. This Friday, we are hosting a watch party. It's going to be local in Kuala Lumpur. So if you live around here and you want to watch some Dota live in person, well, not with the players, but you can watch it with John and Sophie, then you can scan that QR code in the corner. It will take you to a Google form. Tickets are free, but seats are limited, so be sure to do it. It's only in a day and a half. We've been advertising this since Monday, and clock is ticking. So if you are looking like you have a free weekend, or a free evening rather, then come on down and we'll entertain you. I think Aurora's going to be there also. It's going to be a grand old time. So show on up to our watch party if you're interested. And if you're just here to support SMG because this is their final series, well, then you're also in the right place. It is a difference of 160 points between second place and first place, which SMG really need because they did not go to the major previously. And if they want to qualify to TI directly, they need to start racking them up. And seeing as how Talon has kind of maintained consistency, you think SMG goes to the major Winter, they go to Berlin, how do you think they'll do? Because the last time our SEA teams didn't do great. Talon did amazing, but Geek Slate and Execration got eliminated.
I feel like they're gonna do okay. Like I predicted, Talent would do like top 8 at least during Peru. But for SMG, I feel like they have very good foundations of understanding of the game, and I feel like they play like a team very well, and they look like they have a lot of potential. Top 8.
Top 8?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm encouraged because, yeah, you were right on your Talon read. As Tour 1 was ending, you were very encouraged by Talon, not so hot on Geek Slate and Execration, and that was the accurate read. And I'm happy to hear that from SMG because, like we had mentioned, this is a brand that has been around in Dota for around 2 years and not shown up to a single international event. And were you ever on an SMG, Adam, or no?
No.
Okay, but it's been a long time coming for these guys, these players also.
Yeah, I have played with some of them.
Sure.
Played with Moon, played with Afu, Paulson.
Mm-hmm.
What am I missing?
Mid one,
yes.
CDR?
It's only CDR that
Okay.
I never played with. So just the Malaysian guys, I guess, and Paulson obviously from
And Paulson.
Which is what most of the teams do. That's what this team is. It's 4 Malaysians and Paulson. He's along for the ride, and he's been doing good. I remember week number 1, every single time he won a game, he was just like, okay, Paulson's on the team for 1 more series because he did good this game. They're not going to kick him. But he's been performing consistently. Were you expecting that, Winter, or has he exceeded your expectations?
I think he's pretty comfortable with this team because they kick him a couple of times,
Sure.
but he knows the players in the team. He knows what to expect for him, and he's thanking Boomy, you know.
Yes, that is true. And he's cooperating with Afu quite well also, because we keep asking this every single time that they're kind of hybrid 4s and 5s. They're not consistent. In each game, in each series, it changes.
Yeah.
The farm priority.
Remember the interview? Afu, or was it you or Sophie? I don't remember.
It was Afu with Sophie, but
Yeah, we were asking him, and then you're like, what's the difference? Somebody asked, what's the difference between having Boomy and Paulson? Oh, I get more creeps to hit, so I'm happy now. That's what he actually said.
That's so odd to me because I feel like compared to Boomy, Paulson's like the more clear 4. I feel like with Boomy and Afu was more mixed. Like they changed their heroes and they play around. I feel like with Paulson, he's kind of always the 4. It's very rare that I see Afu.
Yeah, the roles are more defined this time. So it's weird that he actually says that. Maybe it's because Boomy takes more farm in some ways.
Or maybe it's just the heroes. Maybe it was Boomy playing more traditional 4 or 5 positions in terms of his heroes. And, you know, the amount of creeps that you hit, that's secondary, but the way that the draft goes, especially for the way that SMG is playing this tour, seems to be...
Also just because he's winning much more.
Maybe.
Yeah, when you're winning, there's a lot more creeps to hit.
Yeah, which is why Bleed has not been hitting very many creeps. Bleed has not been winning very much. They've only picked up 1 series of victory out of all 3 of these weeks so far. And there are no easy opponents. They're playing SMG for this series, already qualified to the major. And if you come to the watch party on Friday, they're going to be playing against Talon. Again, not an easy opponent. And so I was happy for Bleed that they were able to get their win versus Geek Slate. But, you know, all these, the Geek Slate, Polaris, Bleed, all sitting around with 1 win.
You know, they all beat each other. It's a circle.
Yeah, it's a triangle. It's not a circle.
Okay, it's a triangle. Fine, triangle.
Premonition for the tiebreakers that are about to come.
It could go infinite. I would not be surprised. Although, if Bleed are able to pick up a 2nd win here, that would be shocking. I think in previous versions of the DPC, I would be like, okay, SMG can take it easy now. But with the way that the points work, 160 points is a big difference. There was, I will bring it up until the end of time. There was 1 point between Fnatic and Outsiders making it to the last TI. So every single thing matters, especially if you consider doing roster changes later on, because you'll take a penalty, you'll lose some points, and then these weird fractional points come into play. And so SMG are gunning for top slot against Talon. So we're talking about tiebreakers for the bottom slot. There may even be tiebreakers for the top slot.
If Talon lose.
If Talon lose, that is true. Because SMG already have 1 loss against Talon, and Talon is currently undefeated. So it could go that Talon gets a 6-0, or no, 7-0. 6-0.
7. You're
7.
Right, 7.
There are 8
you're
teams.
Right, you're right, correct.
There will be 7-0. SMG could be 6-1, and then Army Geniuses or Execration would be 5-2.
Now you have to ask our friend Hoodwing.
Yeah, I'm not as critical of her as I am for. Well, you're saying if Talon pick it.
Yeah, if they decide not to play, or kind of play but not play the last game.
I feel like they do it for like one
game in a series.
Yeah.
They never do it like the whole series, you know.
Yeah.
Which I think is understandable considering their position.
Mm-hmm. What are you looking for from Bleed? Is there anything, Winter, that you've seen from Bleed that you're like, okay, this is a shining spot for them amongst a great deal of darkness?
No.
Nothing.
No.
Like a
Not even Corden from back in the day?
I feel like he doesn't know how to play anymore in this team.
Yeah, I know. I don't get it though. He was so good in Tour 1.
It happens a lot to the new players when they're put in a position where, okay, the first couple of months they did really well.
Yeah.
And then you have some roster changes and you have bigger names coming in. And a lot of the dynamics in the team change, and maybe there's a lot of extra external pressure that's going on to him. And 1 bad game, 2 bad games, gone.
Yeah.
Your mindset is gone. Everything is gone. You have to go back somewhere and hide and recuperate. But unfortunately, with the schedule that we have, you have no time.
I think it's a lot about mentality and preparation as well. Like a newer player would not have experienced this before. Like I know when I played bad some days, like I need to take a break from Dota. That was like me, how I dealt with it. I think for Corden, he's very new to this. And that being said, we had an interview with Scam earlier where he felt like his whole team was trying to absorb too many things at once. And I think the same thing might be happening for Corden right now.
That's true. It's hard, especially when you're in the presence of the greats like Ice and DJ, but they're not looking so great in this tour number 2. As we start our draft for game number 1, SMG ban out the Lycan.
Oh,
they take out the one good thing, Adam. They take out the one good thing, and they ban the Doom. First pick Coddle, Monkey King, and Undying Band.
What is this?
I mean, are they trying some stuff?
No, okay, so DK is good against Coddle in lane. My problem with the pick though is that I know for a fact, we all know that this Coddle is mid-1. And again, this hits me like how Polaris hit Bleed with the Mag Slark first 2, and Bleed was like, it's not Slark mid.
Okay, he's not playing the Kotal. I think Kotal is the CEO.
Are you sure? But they see the DK. Then it's just.
I mean,
I guess they can.
Don't you feel like Kotal mid is good? If DK is mid, Kotal mid is good against DK mid.
No, it's not, because you free farm.
Yeah, but he free farms, you free farm. He can't really push us out.
Doesn't free farm. Coddle gets denied because DK walks up to you, stuns, and then goes back and denies the creep.
Oh, so he cancels your illuminates?
Yeah, he does. And he doesn't care that he takes damage, and then he takes your tower because he can tank through.
So how would the matchup be? Like 6-4 at least for DK?
Call relies on stacks to come back. Because
So 6-4
very
DK or more?
for I think 7-3.
That
Even
that
seven.
sounds like a 7-3.
Yeah.
7-3 is horrible.
Yeah.
Then why
and-
haven't we seen this yet? This is because Coddle mid has been extremely popular for like almost 6 months now.
But I feel like the Coddle we see mid is always like overall last pick.
Yeah, I
I
suppose.
feel
that's
like we've not really seen a 9-pick Coddle mid. At least this season or this tour 2, we've only seen the Coddle offlane, I think. The Cox played early, maybe. But that was about it. I feel like most of it has been this Greaves offlane Coddle.
Yeah, Cox played it once, mid one has played it the 4 other times that SMG has picked it.
So the bans are rather different as well. Like they, in the first place, they decided to ban out Doom and Lycan for SMG. And you guys were talking about how Lycan, you feel like Lycan's kind of bleeds best strat in a way.
Hmm.
Doom was the other hero that they won with. Right? Yeah, they did.
They won.
And they also opened with these 2 heroes.
Yeah,
so I
like
think
Brood is
bans
totally
are
ignored. Everything is ignored.
really nice from SMG. Just banning what Bleed banned, right? Bleed played or won with.
Yeah, so both games against Geek Slate, Bleed, first phased Lycan. It was Rubik Lycan in game 1, and it was Lycan Snapfire in game 2.
SMG also don't play these 2 heroes.
Yeah.
So it's nice bans. The Monkey King ban from Bleed was kinda interesting though. So I wonder if this DK was actually a response to Coddle or it was just Bleed's plan all along. Because if you look at their first 2 bans, it does make sense to ban both Undying and Monkey King for Dragon Knight.
Would you say they're banning Monkey King is because SMB like to pick all these counter matchups? You know, they always do it when opponent pick Ember Spirit and then they pick some Monkey or Slug mid. So they want to pick DK, so they decided to ban Monkey. I'm not saying it's a good idea, but I'm just trying to rationalize what they're doing.
It could be. I feel like they just think this. I think they are ignoring the Coddle and just picking DK as a neutral flex hero.
Wait, also, what the hell is going? Where's Broodmother? How's Broodmother completely
What
ignored?
I just said.
Oh. I thought you said the Monkey King ban.
Yeah, I feel like for Bleed, I'm not too sure, but I think SMG are very like in their own bubble of heroes right now.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Like
right?
if I think of imagine their drafter screen, I see like 18 heroes, and that's all they're gonna pick from.
Yeah, it feels like it's very tailored specific to Bleed, what they're doing now.
Yeah.
Like, it's very different from normally how they would be drafting. You know, it's like they're looking at this game, okay, look at Bleed. This team, they can only win with these specific heroes. All we need to do is ban all these heroes. That's what the feeling I'm getting right now.
That could be it.
If they pick TB on SMG, though, that's very SMG.
That's such a Dubu pos 5
I feel
hero.
like they definitely will pick TB because TA is not really that good right now, and they also want this TB Coddle.
Yeah.
But then Bleed can pick Darks here, so there'll be that too.
What's your grief with Jakiro?
Nothing, I don't want to go into it.
But we, but we want you to go into
Is this a
it.
pub game or a pro game?
No, I'm just going. I mean, it definitely has its purpose here, you know, against Nature's Prophet. If Nature's Prophet is off lane.
But it's not off-lane Chidor, is it?
It's probably
Yeah, I mean, it might be. I mean,
Well,
they
no.
might just send the Jakiro to wherever the MP is laning, you know. And that's what I'm assuming that would happen.
You know, good NP players can split up their trees. So they
Yeah,
don't
but
get
you
breath.
no matter what, you still be useful against that hero.
Is that true? Somewhat, I guess.
I mean, you can deal with the speed push. Like against MP, I feel like it's nice to have like a support that can always
Wave clear.
wave clear and deal with his pressure, the speed pressure. And Jakiro is perfect for that.
I mean, can Bleed pick Broodmother now?
I mean, if they wanted Broodmother, they would have already picked it 1,000 years ago.
There's the carry version of Broodmother. I like this a bit more because they have Ice Puff setup as well.
Yeah, Song into Ice Puff, and Naga's also really good against the MP in the lane.
Oh, but Naga against Coddle lane sounds...
So would you change your lanes right now? Change your idea. So
Yeah, just
you
put the
want to
Coddle
put the
off lane.
Coddle to the off lane, and then you don't put the MP
Yeah,
there. You put the MP mid in the safe lane.
correct. And this Coddle's gonna kind of grief you in the lane at least.
Is there anything you can do as a Naga? None, right? Nothing you can do, right?
You can move your 2 illusions to the side. And after the first blast, you
Damn it.
No, because the way.
No, can you like
I think
steal
the-
and snare and try to kill him?
No,
in
no,
the lane?
the way you play a lane is you actually. At least my idea is you buy Orb of Venom on the Naga.
Uh-huh.
So you send one illusion by one illusion on the Coddle. Because Coddle and Tiny don't clear the illusion well. So this Jakiro plus this Orb of Venom illusion will actually bully you.
Sounds like a plan. Sounds like a plan.
It's some Mizu technology.
Damn it, that guy always has some
It works though.
interesting. I mean,
Naga.
he's the
He's
best.
the Naga
He is
authority.
the Naga player. Then he buys Radiance. It's probably better this patch actually.
That's true.
I mean, is there a game that you would buy Radiance or Naga right now?
I think you can buy Radiance if you can get away with it.
What would be the specific situation that you would want to buy
You're
Radiance?
playing against daggers. It's good against. It's good at annoying supports. But I think like right now a lot of team items and close ball exist. You buy Radiance to like drag out the game, so you have like more map. You clear waves super fast. You know, you're kind of annoying in fights. You poke a lot more.
But in general, you don't really want to do that.
I feel like right now the Nagas they like buy Manta and then they don't fight. They farm hard, and then they come out with this hard and suddenly you don't have damage for the Naga
Yeah.
anymore.
Either
Yeah.
way, the Naga illusion's going to clear the wave either with Riptide
Yeah.
or a
And
Radiance.
then he has Mage Slayer
Yeah.
with the
Just
Orchid.
it's just so tanky.
He does a lot of damage and you can't kill him, so it becomes so annoying.
Will we see a Zeus ban? I believe Moon will be asking for Zeus right now.
You think he'll play Lash without without Ayo against
Yes,
Naga?
he will. It's good with their hero.
Oh, yeah, that's another.
It's a big. That's a nice ban. The Timber saw. It's a big DK killer.
I kind of feel like I might like Lash more than the Zeus.
Zeus.
Yeah.
I can see it helps you take map as well. Big ball. I like the Lash more too actually.
Do you feel like you need Ayo to pick Lash nowadays, or it's okay to pick Lash on his own
I think if you want to pick Lash early, you need Io. If you want to pick Lash at the back of the draft, I think you're fine.
in a good game?
Yeah.
SMG last ban the Broodmother, so they're still concerned that Ice might whip it out. Final phase.
It's a good ban because right now they kind of have to address the Naga, and I think the way at least Ice likes to play it is he likes to be another problem on the map for you. It's either chase me or chase my carry.
I mean, there's nothing much you need to ban. You know, like not any heroes that has a very big threat during the draft. You know, I feel like if there's nothing better to ban, just ban out
I
the.
think Darkseer is also possible for SMG. It's good against Naga because early on when Naga doesn't have HP on illusions, your wave you outpush with Shell. Enables your tiny wall against DK is stupid. It's actually stupid.
Yeah.
You get a dragon, it's crazy strong. Ooh,
Radiance Juggernaut. This is a Radiance Juggernaut.
it is a race. Not
New hero.
mid coddle.
So Kotal mid.
Yeah, I think so.
Offlane NP support duo Mirana and Tiny.
I mean, so this is the first game that they are trying out something.
Yeah, which again, they're qualified for the major.
So this is
Jug.
the Navi. What TI was it? TI 3.
Oh yeah, I can definitely see it.
He saw he's coming in, and then Chidori's like, I can spin.
Oh boy. Yeah, I mean, Jug is actually pretty good against the Naga
Combo.
in the team fights. You
Puppy
don't care.
talked about the Naga counter.
He did. It was
It's
Juggernaut
mid one with the Jug.
in 2023.
So then do Bleed still go for Darkseer? Aw.
Oh,
DK 's
DK offlane.
Is it? It looks like a free Storm game,
You think so? I think it's really hard to play Storm here.
but there's no catch except Tiny. The rest of the heroes don't really do anything. to
I
stop.
think it's more like his team doesn't have damage for him. Like you go in and pull something and like, then what?
If you're owning hard enough from the start, like you don't really need
Yeah, I
much.
guess so.
And
You have a free lane too.
Jakiro can just throw a lot of damage into your initiation. Nice pick, but Cordon's playing Storm. No faith in Cordon, so yeah.
What hero would they have picked there?
Yeah.
that you would have had faith in? Dragon Knight?
No, like if he played something like the ones that he played well last time, Ember, Pango, and
Pango.
Gun,
Banned.
they're all
They know.
We've heard Bleed's only wins were with Cordon Storm, I think, when Ice played the Lycan.
Yeah, but he has to carry hard this game. He has to do so much. I always worry about like when he's presented in a situation and he has to do a lot in that particular game, he always tends to struggle a lot more. But if you put him in a game where he's just going to be there to create some space and enable someone else, he does really well, even if it's the same hero. So it's not about the hero, it's more about his mindset or something else that's going on.
Well, let's hope that he can start resetting it, because clock is ticking if they want to avoid relegation. Meanwhile, SMG doing some fun experimentation, bringing out Juggernaut for the very first time here in the SCA DPC. And now it's time for our most objective casters. It's Avo and Seek.
What does that mean? That's supposed to be ironic? Are we usually subjective?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I'm going to have to talk to Neil about this later. I'm going to have to talk to him about this later.
Objective.
Yeah. Like objective based? Oh, because I like towers. I like towering over people because of my height.
Is that what you're going to do to Neil later?
There we go. We're back. You know what I'm excited about, Richie? I'm very excited about this thing, which I've seen in my C-pubs. I don't know if this is something that everyone's experiencing, but Radiant's Juggernaut. I think someone made a video on YouTube about this, and it's just become the build. At least from what I've been watching. I have not seen this hero at all in any sort of like important games. I can only speak from like really low-level pubs, but everyone's building Radiant's Juggernaut in C. So I don't know if mid one's also doing it.
Spin to win. I wonder if we're going to see Radiant's Naga Siren or Meteor Hammer Naga Siren.
None of that garbage. That's bad. The Radiant's Juggernaut is more like a, guys, I think this hero is so bad. I need to find something so out of left bound to make him work.
Out of left field, I'm sure.
Left field, yes. Sorry, in Europe it's bounds. Much like you guys call it soccer.
No, it's actually called the touch line, actually.
No, this is a baseball reference.
I'm aware.
Yeah, I got it. I was watching the national game, the World Cup the other day.
Uh-huh.
It's pretty fun.
Of which sport?
Baseball. Yeah.
The World Series is in October, Avo.
No, not the World Series, the World Cup.
The World Cup of Baseball? Oh,
Yeah.
right. I forgot they have that.
Yeah. Wow. Really showing your colors, huh? Don't consider other nations worthy of your sport. I see.
Well,
I
you
see.
know,
the
the
Japanese are really good.
Yeah, I'm aware. They beat Mexico. Usually plays quite a bit as well in that cup.
Yes. Puerto Rico does too, but in America.
You should see the youth leagues as well.
I
Those are
know
always
you.
crazy.
Are they fun?
Yeah, the Little League World Series is crazy. It's actually a World Series as
I
well.
mostly read anime about the youth leagues.
All right. And you got the literary reference wrong, huh?
Oh shit! I got it from you. It meant manga.
What a shame. What a shame. Yeah.
Hey,
one
Contra in the
of
game,
left
Richie.
field.
I'm tired of talking about nonsense.
You know, actually, no, it's okay. We'll bring that up for another day. But the origin of Out from Left Field is actually a really interesting story as well. In any case.
Really?
Oh, yeah, it's quite fascinating. But again, Albo, listen, for next time, okay?
Okay.
It's gone.
Okay. I'm surprised also SMG picked Coddle mid. Right? Usually they do this off-lane Coddle thing. Mid one didn't want to play Coddle again, I suppose. The series does not matter for SMG because it's already in the major, so it's
No,
really
but it does matter. You weren't paying attention. Neil brought up an excellent point. Fnatic didn't make it to TI last year by 1 point.
Oh, because of the...
Yes, it does matter. We can no longer start speaking like this. We're in the region now where it actually did end up mattering, especially for teams that may or may not make a couple of roster changes later down the line. This iteration of SMG certainly seems to be working, but,
Oh, sure,
you know.
sure. That's a irrelevant, very relevant point for them.
I mean, you know, it's the points matter, you know? You'd much rather lose 20% of a bigger number and then have a bigger number left over.
That is how rounding works. Yes.
That's going to be the name of the game here. I think this mid lane Coddle is basically just to make sure Corden has an absolutely terrible time in lane. Gets Coddle off to an amazing start, and it's a hero that's going to be able to rotate much more effectively than the Storm Spirit. Like I just think this hero, Storm, right, he struggles to rotate away from the lane unless he gets like the haste rune, but which hero doesn't rotate well with the haste rune? And Coddle's going to have like 7-minute BOTs, especially on Radiant side. We've seen some mid lane Coddles, I think a handful this season already will pop off with the early BOTs, but it's always been on Dire, I feel, or at least the ones we saw recently.
Why is he better on Radiant, or what's the...
Oh, you can just stack the camps way easier. You can triple stack camps much easier, and it's much less of a travel time for you as a Coddle. So you're away from the lane less, which means that you can contest creeps a little bit more, which means harassing Corden and nuking him down and removing his playmaking potential.
Yeah,
right?
okay.
All these things kind of compound into you, again, because you're so not dependent, but because you can get a lot of work done in your first couple of rotations, right? It's important for you to make as many as these small victories in the early game, so that by the time that you are rotating with BOTs 12 minutes in, and Storm eventually starts coming in, you've done the most that you can for your team. Not to mention SMG, they're still playing this, not with the Coddle off lane for mid one, but with the NP, right? So you'll have two heroes that can TP not quite anywhere on the map, but almost anywhere on the map. And what, 7 minutes in? That's kind of crazy. If that can't get a carry jug to be good in current year, then this hero is truly lost.
I mean, this hero is very lost. I was just in the Rain skill that like desperation, so I don't think this hero's very good. The mid one's gonna die in the top lane, by the way, as they also killed Poloson. They were concentrating on both, they just got him with the area damage.
Yeah, Dubu. One kill for each head.
That's what you pick the MP though in the offlane with the Jug, because you're not sure if Jug can carry, so you pick a secondary carry potentially to do the deed instead, right? I think that's the strategy anyway.
I wonder what the strat is supposed to be here. I guess this is
a Chakra Magic, this Radiant's Blade Fury thing is actually kind of bonkers.
Who was the
perpetual Blade Fury?
Was it Chidori? Who was doing this? Wasn't it mid one who was doing this really weird Juggernaut?
Midas Radiant.
Right.
Sorry,
Midas Shard, Blink, right?
Oh no, yeah, Midas Shard, Blink, or Swift Blink, right? That's what he would go for.
I wonder if we're going to see remnants of that come through, as Chidori's not really winning this 1v1 versus Ice's DK.
Oh, you think that's how it works? Mid one was like, guys, I swear Jug is good again. Mid one, we've talked about this.
Are you telling me that mid one does not have a decisive voice in this team? Is that what you're implying?
Not in drafting, from what he told me.
Interesting.
Or not, he's not the only one in drafting. Drafting is more of a team effort, and the coach as well. Whereas it's more of the game where he has a decisive role, because he's a tempo setter of the game, right? Again, this is from what he told me. He went and lied to me in the interview. I think we actually showed that interview last season as well. Like that segment.
Last series?
No, last season.
Oh.
Yeah, that was the interview where he told me about the roles. It might have changed now that it's not Boomy any longer.
Yeah.
But I don't think so.
Well, we'll see.
Because Paulson went into the team, replaced the 5, and was like, guys, I'm 4 now.
Maybe Afu felt like he wanted to play 5 again. He's doing, I mean, look, if Mirana's a 5 right now, then 4s are certainly going to be playing into DJ here and fighting into DJ, actually. I don't believe this is a trade he's going to win. Something that Potums are not very accustomed to with leap charges, but it's going to be Paulson, who does die a second time now up top lane. Dude was on a kill streak already, 3-0-0.
I will say, if you watch the competitive history video, I don't think in the history of Afu's career, he's actually ever been like, yeah, I want to go 5. Essentially, he would be in China, someone would go, oh, I have this player, he's great for Afu, you mind changing? Yeah, sure, whatever. And then eventually they would swap again. And
I think mid-one's dead here.
He is. This lane is going atrociously. So, that's a thing. I am surprised, I mean, not surprised by this, because Naga destroys the MP, and Jakiro is a really strong laner. In fact, Jakiro has been the, what is it, the stonk support of late? People are saying he's actually much stronger than they give him credit for.
Oh, did you say stonks?
Stonks. That's what Zoomers say, right?
Oh, correct. They're saying this hero eats up, I believe, is what they say.
Eats up? That's what they say?
It eats. He leaves no crumbs, I believe.
No way, that's no way that's saying.
It is.
Fucking with me.
No, it is. He leaves no crumbs, and he's about to leave no crumbs. Like, ooh,
I thought this was a replay for a second because the exact same thing happened earlier.
No, SMG are learning. They tried to TP 2 heroes. Only one of them is actually going to complete the TP. Oh, what the heck? Moon is not going BOTs.
What is he building? Oh, Greaves. Moon, I swear to, I saw you go Greaves on Storm. If you don't go Greaves on Coddle.
This is fascinating.
Mid one is actually playing away from his computer. He's playing by voice, and he's just hovering over Moon's computer.
I wonder how this works then. Do you think, I guess maybe if mid one is the win condition now, are they going to like TP to Moon's lane, and then Moon is going to be able to heal everyone in this fight? Because normally, like with BOTs, the Coddle is normally the one who, like, for example, mid one or the offlane NP is just like right-clicking you down as he tends to do, and then all of a sudden he sprouts you and you're like, okay, and then you get hit from Fog of War by a max Illuminate and then you die, right? Like, but I guess the opposite could also apply here if they're looking to really up the pressure in this mid lane. Corden, though, will rotate top.
Paulson dies once again with a level 1 Ice Path, by the way. The fact that he's max dual breath and he's still dominating is really, really good. Because usually this hero suffers from the fact that, like, do I play lane? Do I play push? Do I play like an actual real support? And the choices tends to be the real support, and you max ice path. But getting away with dual breath so your lane goes well and still getting the kills you're looking for.
Yeah, and most importantly, I think he's able to get away with it because it's also making sure mid one does not have a good lane. Between the ensnare, which is already up to just level 1, pardon me, and his area damage, he's been doing a phenomenal job of keeping mid one less than efficient in terms of farm, shall we say. He's actually CSing far poorer than Chidori is on the Juggernaut, whose lane is not that difficult, we should say, as he is going to be able to get a spin away in time. But there's the first TP to the mid lane.
Yes, and there's the Rubik, which is an easier event than the Storm for sure. Chidori will die down bottom as they used the ultimate on Ice 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 and Corden rotates like he used to a lot. Ice Ice, which by the way is going for Meteor Hammer build. This is the popular build on Dragon Knight.
I love it.
nowadays.
I love it.
I don't know this. I thought this was a pub build, but Ice Ice has always been a pub player. They also get the kill onto Dubu, who will really regret this rotation because the Jakiro can't really lose momentum with this build.
No. Yeah, I mean, at least he can continue to farm and scale for sure, but a big reason you go for this build, and the big reason why SMG commit 4 heroes into this mid lane, is because they desperately needed some map control. They couldn't allow Corden to keep getting runes here. Ice Ice may be in some trouble. Oh, arrow easily juked. Unlucky Chidori. It's probably statistically just averagely lucky there, honestly. He'd be very lucky.
Yeah, statistically, it's kind of normal.
Yeah.
Not even, like, actually, I want to say lucky, right? Because that would imply a good outcome.
Dire's bottom tower
Just Joe about it, you know? Average Joe.
Yes.
Right in the middle of the curve. He's going for Maelstrom, by the way.
He did leave crumbs there.
Yeah, I don't understand how you're supposed to use that.
Look, I just also don't quite understand it, if I'm being honest with you. But another rotation from Corden. He's a zoomer, he knows.
And Paulson will be zoomed into his death.
Funnily enough, when you kill Tiny, he does leave crumbs.
I think crumbs are bread, not stones. Unless you eat stones like bread.
I could see it. There's some porous stone out there, much like bread.
There's also some bread that's really hard out there.
Yeah, that's right.
You ever left a French bread 2 days out? Or those weirdos that leave it in the freezer?
Oh, I didn't know people did that.
I really hate those people.
Wow. Alvaro, if we were still, you know, roommates, and I put your French bread in the freezer, would
Radiant's middle
you
tower is under attack.
move out?
I'd get very
Dire's
angry.
top tower is
I
under
think you would.
attack.
Is that why you wanted to get a second fridge?
Dire's
My previous
structures
roommate
are
did that,
fortified.
and I had
Radiant's
to
bottom
stop
tower
sharing the
is
freezer with
under
him.
attack.
Okay.
I bought my own mini fridge. It's pretty disgusting behavior, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
Put another
There's
man-
someone in the chat saying, and I know they're going, it lasts longer. Science proves against you. Anyway, Dubu has been cut in the trees again. He did drop the macrofire, but is helping them push out this wave.
he
Is he
did.
actually getting out? Well done, Dubu. That was a really, really high play.
You are a zoomer. You're clapping on every syllable.
Is that what Zoomers do?
Yes.
That's just Spanish.
Dire's top tower
Are Zoomers just Hispanic? Is that what you're telling me?
They leave no crumbs of the paella.
Okay, that is rice. It's the one dish we have that actually doesn't have bread. Migas. We have to literally have a dish which is called crumbs.
Oh, really?
Yes, migas. Why?
Wow, that's... So you guys have been saying you didn't leave any crumbs.
I don't know what this means.
Wow. It means you...
All this conversation has shown me is that you have no riz. Absolutely no.
I
Constant non
I don't
sequitur
believe...
after non sequitur.
Oh, you know, actually, you're probably right, unfortunately, because I think the average age of Dota watchers are people who don't know these sayings either.
Yeah, they're the age of my dad.
That's right. Another zip down bottom, Corden.
Afu's gonna die like this very easily. Ice 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 has accomplished what no other offlaner in this DPC has accomplished, which is staying in his lane long and still being useful.
What a build, huh? Meteor Hammer and then Midas.
Okay, the Midas is a little bit of a troll. He's gonna die for this, maybe. Dragon Tail,
he's outta here.
He's out.
Who thought?
The Midas, okay, you have a Storm and a Naga Siren, right? The two most farm-heavy cores on the other two farm-heavy cores, and you choose, yeah, I'll also farm. After going Meteor Hammer.
Wasn't this the Midas DK used to be a build invented by, was it Talon, I believe, not T1. When they were doing it hard carry, whoa, that damage was pretty crazy on the DJ.
Yeah, but to be fair, that was a copy of Gunner who used to do it a lot as well.
Oh, that's right. Corden, now the zip down bottom.
He's gonna catch Moon with this. Electric Vortex. They're actually gonna get away with a Greed for now. Ice is
No
literally
way.
only hitting mid one. Sprouts Ice. They have the damage from the Avalanche as well with the Solar Bind. Fair amount for Ice, but he's tanking through it. Mid one's gonna die. And the Naga Siren is gonna rotate to the off-laner's lane.
Save
It
the
is
tower.
truly the most C Dota game in the world because the off-laner's become a carry.
I think that's important because alongside the new vernacular that I've been sharing with you, or while that's been happening, SMG have been tearing it up around the map. I mean, mid one has had a pretty horrendous laning stage. He's still I think he's the poorest scorer. Yeah, he is by quite a margin.
Yes.
But
He's taking a lot of L's. Right? That's
they're
what you-
very, very good. That's correct. Yes, man needs a W. But right now, instead of hitting the Hopium and the Copium, and then just trying to still continue to farm in triangle uselessly and steal farm away from your core Juggernaut who desperately needs it, he's been
I don't know what he can do with a farm though. He's a juggernaut.
Look, I mean, that's still to be determined. We'll get to that in a second, right? But what he has been doing is applying pressure in the mid lane. He rotated when he was level 4, and he rotated back top lane to finish off his tower, and did just that, right? Next, down bottom, he does force rotations out from Bleed. I don't know if it's necessarily a move that they mind making, especially with how well Jackie is farming. And let me tell you, Jackie loves his farm-heavy cores. But for now, I think he's performing quite well, despite a pretty terrible laning stage.
Dory. DJ's nearby, has stolen the Blade Fury, so he actually has some damage here, but he's not going to catch Jug with this.
Okay, second time Moon has built Guardian Greaves on a mid laner.
Funny enough, this one is a normal.
On a ranged mid-int laner.
Okay, that's not fair. Last one was a Storm. You're setting people up for failure. Core now gets caught talking about the other ranged mid laner, but he does have a ball lightning that allows him to zip to safety.
Yes, he does. I thought for a second there DJ was able to steal Chakra Magic. That's actually quite a value steal here this game if he can get his hands on it.
Oh, Ice changed his build. He's going for Blink Dagger.
Okay, this is
Oh,
far
so
more
much better.
Yeah, this is far more normal.
I was waiting for the mid game where all of a sudden Bleed is leading by 4K and they have no playmakers at all.
What was this? I wonder if, by the way, Ice is going to still go for Fireball. We don't see this anymore. Okay, so they did a couple, they fixed 2 things with this, right?
Right.
It used to deal basically double damage on the first instance because like you would get hit by the 75, or it used to be like 90 damage, and then immediately would do 90 damage. So it was like the Lesh trick, you know, where you would toggle post Nova. That would basically happen. So it used to be a lot more burst as mid one is attempting to go for a kill.
Yeah, and they're gonna get him. Thanks to the Avalanche, he cancels his TP, he macropires. This play might seem like a troll, but it's not. He's just trying to cut the wave as soon as possible. Jakiro's
Top.
oh, Corden.
Stolen arrow, nice.
Jakiro's struggle in the mid game because you're such a slow and lumbering hero. You don't really respond well unless they're like fighting into a tower.
Right.
So what you have to do instead is you cut lanes like he does, and you use macropire for that. You're not using it to get kills because it doesn't really matter.
Right.
You'll be a late game monster no matter what because this hero scales really well in terms of usability. But you just need to be able to do something now, which shoving waves is definitely something.
Do you think do you think Ogre or Jakiro uses more brain power?
Like per head?
Yeah.
I don't think it's shared. I think they just have double the brain power of the average person.
I think they're definitely shared. Jakiro, they always finish each other's sentences.
Yes, I definitely think Jakiro is smarter overall. His dragons are also smart.
It's true.
And ogres are like the magical lore is that ogres are dumb.
Jackie is going to be able to TP away here. Yeah, I like this build, by the way, anyway, on the DK. He's about to get Blink Dagger. He can be look to be a lot more active. I do think they need someone to play around the map a little bit more, or it could behoove them in case this game does start getting difficult. For now, though, they're making aggressive plays as Corden looks for his 5th kill. Will get it. He's having a great game.
I will say I do like your Fireball suggested, by the way, eventually, because you have so much stun, which Fireball is just maximized here.
Yeah.
And because Dragon Tail's such a long stun, it's kind of easy to hit Meteor Hammer. So what you do is you... Oh, wait, as DJ is going to die here to the Nature's Prophet, but Nature's Prophet dies in turn.
Wow.
Pretty good. I hear a Storm zipping in too, and the zip was a little bit too far. The drive-by bolt won't work because I'm going to get caught by the stun either. Instead, they settle for a tower. You like Dragon Tail, Fireball, Meteor, and there's so much damage.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Coddle can dispel the whole thing, which seems stupid, but still.
Coddle can what now?
Can just dispel the meteor. Yeah, it doesn't feel that strong.
No, you're right. But I wonder if that's like, what's the Slark interaction with Viper, where because you try and dispel the corrosive skin, I think, it applies the damage if you're also hitting him with Dark Pact?
Yeah.
Does that happen as well with Fireball? Do you take that second immediate damage of Fireball?
Oh, when you dispel it?
Yeah.
Dyer's
How does it
top
work? It's
tower
because it
is
only
under
works the
attack.
Viper Ags specifically, right? Because the Viper Ags, it changes the interaction so that it hits you every single time that you, like it's an instant damage, right? Like for example, Acid Spray, that's a good example. Acid Spray, they changed this so now that when you
It's
apply it,
instant, yeah.
it's instant, right? And it
Right.
applies 1 tick of damage, which is great for canceling blinks. Offlane Alchemist, coming to a neighborhood near you.
Right.
And
Coming to an offlane near you.
yeah, and if you like say choose to try to dispel a debuff or whatever it is, which you can't technically dispel for like a microsecond, it won't do that because it counts like an aura, much like Fireball.
Wonder.
So it doesn't work that way because they're actually technically both damaging auras somewhat. It's a weird way that's coded.
So I've created as much space as I can for Chidori here, and as has his team, but okay, nice reaction time. I mean, I guess that's why you pick this kind of a hero, right? But, well, they're fighting, actually. They're looking to turn.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they'll kill
They
Juice
just
here.
stole teleport.
I have not seen this ever, actually.
Really?
In a Ruben.
Moon does manage to avoid the Meteor Hammer.
It's not a common spell to steal, but I can imagine it being kind of useful, actually. Like, out of the MP spells, is definitely the best one.
I think we saw it one game. I don't remember who was playing, but they like TP'd back onto the high ground and then actually
He's gonna lose it.
managed to make a play. Yeah, he will lose it.
Oh, no. He just reveals the smoke, and they're, like, none the wiser. Something just walked by us, Mirana. That's it?
Is that the lore of the